Breaking her silence, Ashlyn Harris refutes any affair with Sophia Bush and calls accusations of cheating bullying. In case you missed it, Sophia Bush's peculiar divorce timeline was explained last month. After sugar-coated social media posts, it seemed too abrupt to be nothing. The shocking report in People magazine stated that the former member of One Tree Hill was currently dating soccer player Ashlyn Harris. That may have provided us with a possible response to many of our queries, but it also brought up many more. You see, Ashlyn and Ollie Krieger, her USWNT teammate, have been married for a long time. It transpires that they were also secretly divorcing. There were then issues with timing, and not long after this was made public, Ollie made a strong implication that Ashlyn had cheated. The defense attorney hasn't persisted in discussing her Beyonce Lemonade era. She hasn't reneged on it, though. Subsequently, rumors circulated that Ollie had discovered evidence of the adultery, which precipitated their summertime breakup. Things have become disorganized. Ashlyn and Sophia have not responded, nor have they verified the rumored relationship. Nevertheless, the goalie has now spoken up. She addressed the divorce, the leaks, the adultery allegations, and the criticism she's received in a long message that she shared on Instagram on Saturday. She started by formally announcing their split in writing. A process that had been going on in private for a while was made public a few weeks ago. It is not easy to dissolve a relationship after nearly 13 years of co-parenting, marriage, friendship, and teamwork, many of which were happy years. We decided to move on with our life, keep up our therapy, separate, and center our children. It is always preferable to have two happy families than one miserable one. Although it's never an easy procedure, we managed to get through it. She went on to say that everything was planned to avoid making headlines, but that information was leaked by a person the couple knows. As advised by our representatives, agents, and friends, we intended to keep this knowledge a secret until the end of her season. That was rendered impossible by a leak, or a violation of our greatest confidence. Well, is she referring to the source who disclosed the relationship to People? Not quite sure. Regardless, she's aiming for the media attention, stating, "One of the most upsetting experiences I have ever had in my life is the hostility I have encountered online. I now understand that not feeding the beast is best practice when it comes to online gossip. Refrain from answering. Avoid letting them see you perspire. Simply disappear until internet trolls and newspapers decide to target someone else. I've been trying to let the fire go out for weeks, but what I've gone through has completely destroyed my mental health. This has been quite harsh. What she has experienced from online trolls is unknown to us. However, it sounds terrible." She claims that she has received a ton of extremely offensive remarks. She penned, "Verses are important. The taunting of abuse, the calls for me to take my own life, and the hurtful remarks made about my kids and my identity as a mother. Those are important words. Is it possible that my children may one day read the hate mail that online strangers addressed to me just because they had an uninvited opinion about my pleasure and well-being? Why are we in this place? That's terrible if someone is encouraging abuse or self-harm." Horrible remarks regarding Ashlyn's kids. Really, truly revolting. We sincerely apologize if Ashlyn is subjected to such mistreatment. We haven't seen any examples of what she talks about because her comment sections are sparse. However, a number of Instagram users have been criticizing her and Sophia for the alleged infidelity, particularly in photos that feature Sophia, like this one. "Sophia, I'm not happy, girl. After that Chad man supposedly cheated on Sophia Bush, I used to say, aw poor Sophia Bush. It is repulsive and pitiful to flip around and be the other lady in a circumstance years later. How disappointing and insulting. At Ollie Krieger is so deserving of better. Hashtag to Molly. We'll see how long you two last together. I'd say it won't be 6 months before you move on and desert her. When it's in the open, the excitement will soon come to an end." Of course, remarks like those aren't hate speech, but even so, they have an impact. Whether you follow celebrity updates or not, you shouldn't visit someone's profile and harass them. Just consider Rachel Levis's reaction to it. And Ashlyn seems to attribute everything to the media. People have adopted an excruciatingly painful storyline. Not every marriage endures forever. Not in ours, though, for a variety of causes. Furthermore, even though I recognize that the exaggerated explanations for why something can seem more juicy or create a more captivating title are untrue. Next, she vehemently denied having cheated. "To be very clear, I did not leave my marriage. Even though I wasn't always completely pleased in my marriage, I was always faithful." That is a fairly firm denial. She went on, "There was work, therapy, and processing done, like in many partnerships. All of this was not impulsive. Our lawyers, therapists, and shared agency gave us instructions on how to proceed with the separation and divorce, and we worked on them nonstop throughout the summer. I'm confident that by finally putting my health and happiness first, I've given my kids a better future. Ashlyn then shifted her attention to her own followers, denouncing her fan base for betraying her. Having a whole community turn against me while I've been going through this has made this complicated and challenging process tougher than I could have anticipated. My entire professional life has been devoted to creating a welcoming environment where individuals feel free to be who they are and know they will be protected. More to me than anything I have ever accomplished on the field is that legacy. It seems like everyone in the community has lighted the matches and poured gasoline on me right now, she wrote as she went on to lash out. So many of you have supported this like blood sport, including those who openly fight against bullying. As if a family going through a transformation is on different teams, similar to how one individual can win in a divorce, to be clear, is pushing someone to the brink of danger. This is not a triumph. Here, no one wins. Comments using the hashtag Team Ollie are plentiful. We may therefore understand her statement that it seems as though people are supporting Bloodsport. However, it's also necessary to acknowledge that it makes sense for fans to show support if Ollie shares tweets about her personal experience, is attempting to move on, and mentions Queen Bey by claiming she's in her Lemonade era. Ollie seemed to be lying, and it was heard by fans. They assembled the parts. With the knowledge they possessed, they made comments. Sadly, you are correct about social media. We sincerely hope that this message deters anyone from crossing this line for Ashlyn's sake. Once more, we vehemently oppose any remarks that are perceived as bullying, aggressive language, suggestions of self-harm, or remarks that disparage youngsters. It's shocking that somebody would have to say that at all. Ashlyn concluded by bringing up her kids once more, stating, "My children are and always have been my top focus. Being a decent co-parent to them and Ollie is my first priority. We have been in love for years, even in the midst of this current gloom. And the greatest part of it all is our children. Most importantly, they should have two happy and healthy parents. Everybody is in pain." Ultimately, she denounced the bullying she is experiencing once more. "I want to use all of this to remind people how hurtful it can be to bully someone about a personal choice, especially when the bullying is based on false information." That is a thought-provoking statement. Bullying has its roots in lies. It appears that she is alluding to the remarks of infidelity, in addition to the hate speech. It all came to be known as bullying. She must be truly experiencing it, she said as she went on. "I hope you can remember the basic fact that I'm a human being, a parent, and a kind person just trying my best, instead of carrying on with this cruelty. If you could just take a deep breath and show my family and I some humanity, it would be really appreciated." She seems to have received some terrible mail. Not cool. We hope people will reconsider before using the anonymity of the internet to spread extremely terrible messages. We're not sure what Ollie Krieger is thinking right now. This is essentially a denial statement tucked under Ashlyn's messaging against bullying and mental health. Everything about the choices they made together, the challenges, everything. This isn't a joint statement, as we can't help but observe. Ollie hasn't co-signed this as of yet. She hasn't shared it or liked it as of this writing. Sophia Bush found it enjoyable. So, we ask, is Ollie in agreement? Precious readers, what do you think about this statement? Given all the hate Ashlyn claims to be receiving online, do you feel sorry for her? Do you think she didn't deceive Ollie?